Welcome to module 2 of Master Blogging Pro, which is domain selection. And today we will learn how to pick a domain name the right way. If you remember in module 1, we learned about market and niche. So for example, if your market is health, your sub-market is nutrition, then your niche is nutrition for moms. Okay. Now the question is, how do you want to position yourself? How do you want your blog to make a position in the market? Do you want people to call it as a market-based blog, or do you want people to remember as a best niche-based blog? Okay. Now the answer is, if your niche is too narrow, aim for a market-based blog. Now, what does it mean? Hold on. Let's take an example. Okay. For example, if your niche is yoga, then you can go with dailyyoga.com. It's fine to book a domain name dailyyoga.com because yoga itself is a very broad niche. Okay. Itself a very broad niche. So if you go with dailyyoga.com, it's totally fine. It's a good domain name. But if your niche is too narrow, something like camera lens, then you should not register cameralens.com. The reason is, if you register cameralens.com, then it will become hard to scale your blog as an authority blog. Okay, we are not here to create small SEO based websites. We are here to create big websites, authority websites. Okay, so in such case, rather booking cameralens.com, we will book its market-based domain name. Now the market would be photography. So we will book photographyskills.com or anything related to photography. But if you have this question, like, should we start a niche-based blog or a market-based blog? Definitely, we will work on our blog as a niche. If you register photographyskills.com, then I'm not suggesting you to start posting content about photography. Initially, we will start posting content about camera lenses only. But once your blog will start ranking, once you become an authority about camera lenses, then we will add second category. Then we will add third category and make it as an authority photography blog. We will grow it into an authority photography blog. Okay. So the problem here is, if you register a niche based domain name and if your niche is not broad, then you will never be able to scale your blog. So to conclude, if your niche is a broad niche, then register niche based domain name, something like dailyyoga.com. Or if your niche is a narrow niche like camera lenses, then you should always register a market-based domain name, something like photographyskills.com. Let's move on. Now, here are some qualities of a good domain name. What things you should take care before registering a domain name? First of all, I don't need to explain it. Your domain name must have a .com TLD. It must be a .com version. Now what's the reason? .com is a widely used extension. It is one of the oldest extension on the internet. And if you tell somebody your blog name without telling them the extension, they will themselves assume that it will be a .com domain name. Okay. So for example, if I tell somebody my blog name is masterblogging, so I don't need to tell them just type masterblogging.com. They will assume it themselves that okay, it will be a masterblogging.com. Okay. Your domain name must be short and brandable. Now what does it mean? Let's take an example of a photography blog. If you are creating a photography blog, then avoid registering a domain name something like bestphotographyskills2019.com or bestphotographycameras2019.com. it's a very long domain name, and also it's not a very brandable domain name. Okay, your domain name must convey a message. It must be meaningful. So if I take my example, my domain name is Master Blogging. So it explains a journey of a new blogger, how to master the art of blogging. Okay, if I take another example, say photography skills, so it's a very meaningful domain name, and if somebody will read your blog, they can improve their photography skills. All right, the next point is it must be scalable. It must be scalable. So the reason to register a scalable domain name is the same thing, like you want to scale your domain, scale your blog into an authority blog in the long run. Once it starts ranking for your niche, one niche, then you can add second niche as the second category, and then third one, then fourth one. So if you register something like yogamats.com, then you can't talk about yoga dresses on that blog because your domain name is about yoga mats. So if you have plans to grow your blog into an authority blog, then instead of registering yoga mats, you should go with dailyyoga.com or something scalable. Okay. The next thing is, don't register an EMD domain name, which is exact match domain name. Now, what is EMD? If you are creating a, say, photography blog, okay, so and you are talking about cameras, so don't register a domain name something like bestphotographycamera.com. It is an exact match domain name. If you are targeting a keyword best running shoes, then don't register a domain name bestrunningshoes.com. Okay, it is an EMD, and if you register an EMD and your content is not good, your blog will get penalized or it will not perform that well. Okay. All right. So the next and the very important point, your domain name must pass the phone test. Now, what is phone test? Let's assume you are on a phone call with your friend, and you are telling them your blog name. If they type your domain name without doing a typo mistake or without asking you the spelling of your domain name, then it's a good domain. Okay, so make sure your domain name must pass the phone test. And the final thing is, it should be easy to remember. There is no point of registering a domain name which people forget all the time. If it's hard to remember, you will lose your readership. The people who want to come up to your blog directly, they will not be able to remember your domain name if it's hard. So keep it simple and meaningful and brandable. Alright, let's move on. Now it's the most important part. How to hunt for the domain names. How to start finding the domain names. What's the exact process I follow? So let me show you. Step 1. Make a list of your niche related terms. Now what are niche related terms? The terms which explains your niche. The terms which are widely used in your niche. So for example, if your niche is finance, so the most commonly words in a finance niche is like penny, dollar, money, cash, okay, debt, something like this. So make a list of the most commonly used terms in your niche, then combine it with other random word. Now how to combine it? For that we will use some tools. First tool is Lean Domain Search. Let me show you how to use it. So go to leandomainsearch.com. Okay, enter your first term. So for example, if I want to create a finance niche blog and my term is dollar, okay, so I'll type dollar and search for it. Now see this, what this tool does, it will give you a lot of domain ideas which are ready to register. Okay, you can instantly register these domain names. So you need to hunt for a good brandable domain name from here. So for example, Let's see if we can find something good. But to save time, I will not spend a lot of time here. Just to show you, overdollar.com, okay, not that good. Something like edge dollar, per dollar, okay, Q dollar, not cute, boom dollar, inner dollar, enter dollar, okay. Here, from here, you can get a ton of great ideas. If you know nothing about domain finding, just go to this website, Lean Domain Search, enter your main term, and it will give you a great list of domain names which are available to register right now. Second tool is your name mesh, namemesh.com. This tool also does the same thing. It will combine your main term with other terms. So for example, my term is cash. I want to register a domain name which has the term cash. So enter cash, click on generate, and see some great ideas here. I want to go to the SEO section. Now see this, it will generate some ideas. It's generating, okay, as you can see on your screen, it is generating a lot of domain ideas. As you can see here in the mix column, cashhands.com, our cash, fracash, cash named, cashamoo, okay, see here, lucky cash. It's generating a lot of domain names for you, okay. You don't need to spend hours and hours. Just make use of these two tools, enter your main term, and get some awesome domain name ideas from here. All right, let's quickly move on to the next slide. Step 3 is check if their social usernames are available or not. You do not want to register a domain name whose social username is already registered. Okay, we are here to create an authority website, so we should make sure that all the social usernames, we should register them. Now for that, we have also some tools like namechecker.com. all right, let's go to namechecker.com, enter your domain name which you finalized, something like let's try photography skills.com, photography skills. Search for it, and it will show you if this username is available on social media platforms or not. Someone has already registered on Facebook. For Twitter, it's a very long term. On Reddit, it's available. Not available on YouTube. It's available on Pinterest. So try to avoid it. Okay, if you are confused between 2-3 domain names, then finalize that domain whose social usernames are available. Okay, like photography, I'll try something. Cash overnight, just a random example. Let's search for it. See this, not available on Facebook, not either on Twitter. Okay, so make sure on all the platforms, at least on the major ones, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and .com domain is available. All right, let's move on to the things to check before registering the domain name. Now you know how to combine the words to come up with the domain ideas. Now you know how to check the social availability. Now the main thing is, what are the things I always check before registering a single domain name? It is very important, okay, because if you avoid these things, you might end up buying a domain name which is worthless, and I don't want you to do this mistake. So please pay attention to this topic which I'm going to cover now. Let's move on. Number one thing, which is very, very, very important, make sure that you check if that domain name which you are going to register is a fresh one or a used one. Okay, if you are buying it for the first time, if it's first time a person is buying the domain name, or somebody has already used it in the past. Now how to check that? We will use two tools. One is Google and second is whoisrequest.com. So let's go to Google and check if the domain name is a fresh one or is a used one. For that, there is a search term, type site and use and enter your domain name. So for example, I'm entering my domain name, site@masterblogging.com. If you see any result from that domain, any result, okay, it could be any page, any dead page, random page, but the domain is indexed, that means it is a used domain name. Somebody was already using it in the past, okay, or maybe it is a parked domain name, but it is registered by someone else in the past and you are purchasing it as a used domain. All right, second tool which we will use is Whoisrequest. It's a wonderful tool. See what details it will give you. Go to whoisrequest.org.com. Go to domain history tab. Now enter the domain here, masterblogging.com. Search for it and see this masterblogging history. It will give you the history of the domain name, 12 changes and 3 drops. This is the main thing which we need to check before registering a single domain name. It's very important to check. Now what does it mean? What is a drop? A drop counts when somebody purchases a domain name and after a year they do not renew it. For example, if I purchase a domain name and I keep it to me, and after 1 year or when the domain get expired, I do not renew it. So GoDaddy or your domain registrar will keep it in the auction, and if nobody buys the domain name from the auction also, then it will get dropped. Now here the drop means the records of the domain owner will get removed. It will count as a fresh domain name. Okay, so if the domain name which you are going to register has more than 3 drops, then please avoid that domain name. It will not give you the great results. Okay, it is not good to register that domain name because it has dropped more than 3 times in the past. All right, so here you can see the history of a domain name, if it was registered in past or not. My domain name was registered first time in 2005. Okay, it's 13 years old domain name, so it has 3 drops, so I bought it. Okay, make sure you check it. Now if it's a used domain name, okay, somebody was already using it in the past, so it's our duty to check the second thing. Check the previous version of the site. We need to check for what purpose the owner was using that domain name. Okay, we should avoid the domain name which was used for some spamming work, okay, for some illegal work. So how we can check that? Same, we have 2 different tools. One is Google and second is Internet Archive. How to use these tools? Let's see. For example, if you again go to Google and enter this search term, if it shows you any pages, just check the pages. Okay, if you can click the pages, it will show you what type of content the site was running. If not, then we have this wonderful tool which is Internet Archive, or you can call it Wayback Machine. Go to this site, enter the domain name, masterblogging.com, browse history. It will give you the history of this domain name, for what purpose it was used, and that's exactly we need to find. Yeah, here it is. See this, this domain name was registered in 2010 first time according to this, although it was registered in 2005, but somebody was using this domain name in 2010. So I will go to 2010, records of 2010, and these blue dots, you can see this, these blue dots, these are the screenshots. Okay, the first screenshot which was available on internet was on 21st August 2010. So if you click on this screenshot, it will show you the previous version of the site. Here is the previous version from 2010. Guys, can you assume this? Okay, we can go back years and years back to check the history of a website. So see this. If you want to create a photography blog, and for example on your domain name somebody was running a WordPress blog, somebody was running a health blog, so it is not recommended to register that domain name. Okay, if somebody was running the photography blog and you also want to create a photography blog, then you can register the same domain. Now see this. This blog was also about the blogs, make money blog. So it is a great signal that somebody was already running a blogging niche blog on this domain. So I registered the domain and booked it for myself. Okay, so there are so many screenshots. Make sure you check all of them. Let's go to 2016's records and check one of the screenshots here just to confirm that the content which was used in past was good enough, not the spam content. So as you can see, at this time the domain name was dropped. Nobody was using and this domain name was on sale. You can see this. This is the live example, guys. Okay, so this is how domain names get dropped, and at that time anyone can buy it. Okay, so let me quickly go back to the slides. Number 3 is check its link profile. Guys, if your domain name was registered in past and somebody was using it, so we need to check the link profile. We do not want to register a domain name which has a ton of bad links. Okay, links from spam websites, link from Russian websites. Okay, we need to avoid those domain names. So how to check that? For that I use a tool called Ahref. Go to Ahref or any other SEO tool. I personally use Ahref. Shit guys, my limit is crossed. I'll show you using different tool, SEMrush. Okay, let it load. So what we are doing here is we are checking the link profile. Okay, what type of links this domain name got in past. So if you enter the domain name masterblogging.com, let's check the backlinks. If we find most of the backlinks are from the spam websites, we will avoid registering the same domain name. Okay, so different tools have different interface. So I'll just go to the backlink section to check the backlinks. All the tools have different interface, different dashboard. Ahref have different style, SEMrush have different features. So let's see what type of backlinks it has. Where are the backlinks? Referring domains. Okay, I'll go to referring domains and see which websites are linking to this. Blogger Tipsticks is my own website. Digital Guide is a good website. Website list. Pro Blogging, okay, nice domain name. Bloggers Passion, relevant. Most backlinks are relevant to my industry. Okay, I don't have any spam backlinks. So if you don't know about backlinks, then don't worry. I'll guide you about backlinks, keyword research, everything in future modules. But as of now, just understand, before registering a domain name, we must check its link profile. If you see any poor backlink, spam backlinks, most of the backlinks are spam, then please avoid registering that domain name. Okay, it's better to go with another domain name. All right, let's see what's next. Yeah, it's very important, guys, and this is the final thing which we'll check. We have checked everything. Now this is the final thing which we will check. Make sure that the domain name which you are going to register is not blocked on Facebook. Before registering it, try to share the URL and see if Facebook gives you this type of notification or message or not. If your domain name is blocked, then you will face hard time to promote it. Okay, so, and if your domain name is not blocked, you will be able to share it on Facebook. All right, now let me quickly pick up some questions here because I'm getting a lot of questions. Okay, so first question is from Vicky, how to know backlinks are spammed? I have some backlinks from Digital Guide. So what I will do, I will expand it. I will check the backlink. Where is the backlink actually? And see this, I'm getting a backlink from this page. Okay, let's open this page. Which page has given me a backlink? So I'll go to that page and I will check if the backlink which I have received is a natural backlink or a good backlink or not. Okay, if both the pages are not relevant, this guy Swadhin Agarwal have linked to one of my blogging related article, and if this page is not about blogging, if this blog is not about blogging, if this blog is a Russian blog or a spam blog, okay, or 18 plus blog, then you will count it as a spam backlink. Okay, it will hurt your ranking. And if your domain name have a lot of spam backlinks, not from relevant websites, not natural looking backlinks, then your chances will be higher that your domain name will get spammed, your blog will get spammed in the future. Alright, so this is a very natural backlink for me, an authority backlink. See this massive list of blog post topics. So this is also one of the indicators. The anchor text, the term which is used to link to the blog post, is relevant to my blog post. My blog is all about blog post topics, and the anchor text which is used here is totally relevant. So it is a high quality backlink. It is not a poor or spam backlink. Alright, I hope I have made this point clear. So make sure you check all the backlinks. Your domain name must not have spam backlinks. 1-2 backlinks might not affect you a lot, but if a lot of backlinks are spammed from poor websites, from Russian websites, then please avoid it. Second question is from how would an unregistered domain name have backlink already? If a domain name is a fresh domain, Sachin, then it will show you 0 backlinks. It will not give you any data because it was a fresh domain name. Alright? Alright guys, let me quickly end up this training, end of the module. Just few slides are left. Here are the few more ideas to find a great domain name. Okay, if you are still finding it hard to come up with the domain ideas, these ideas will help you a lot. So what are them? Let's see. Idea number 1, get ideas from expired domain names. There is a website called expireddomains.net. Let me go to the website expireddomain.net. It's a free tool, it's a free website. Go to the tool, create an account, log into your account, and if you search here, you can go to the deleted.com domain names. In the show filter tab, enter your term. Okay, enter the one term which you want to use in your domain name. So for example, I want to search a domain name which contains the word cache. I will enter the cache. Now here are 3 options. You can start with your main term, you can end the domain name with your main term, or any domain which contains the word cache. So as I am here for the domain ideas, I will enter this into the contains column. So, and here from 25 domains per page, change it to 200 so that we can get maximum list, and apply filter. We will use this data for domain ideas. Okay, now see this like caching.com, ecachebot.com, cacheoozle.com, and guys, you can use this information to buy the domain as well. It will show you if the domain is available or not. See this in the green color. It will show you if the domain name is available or not. So not just the idea, but you can also check the availability. Okay, toprealcache.com, cache in comfort. So you can register cachecomfort.com if you like it. Okay, I'm just giving examples. bitscache.com. Let's take another example. I want to create a blog about SEO, for example, and it must not contain any number. no hyphens, just the characters. Maximum length should be say 12. I want to find a short domain name. Apply filter. Now see this, SEOfixers.com. Okay, it's a registered domain by the way, but we are here to find the domain ideas. SEO in photo, okay, SEO caters, SEO Ambala. If you're running an SEO agency in your city, you can register a domain name like this. LockSEO.com. I hope you guys get the idea, okay? We can use this website to find the ideas. Second method is look for the sold domain names. There are websites like Flippa or NameBio which gives you information about the domain names which were sold in the past. So from there, what we will do, we'll check the price of the domain names. If somebody is giving a lot of price, if the domain names got sold for a higher price, we will get ideas from those domain names. So how to do that? Go to flippa.com. So I want to search a domain name which is related to photography. Let's say which is related to yoga. So and I want to find just the domain names. So search for it. Here is your list of the domain names. Vinny Yoga, Yoga Coast, Yoga at your place, Inner Child Yoga. You can create a domain name, create a blog about child yoga. Okay, yoga for kids. So you can register childyoga.com. This is a great examples of using these websites, these resources to get domain ideas. Okay, healthy yoga tips. You can register yogatips.com if it's available. Yoga formation. They have combined two terms, yoga and information. So you can do like this to make your blog brandable. Okay, yoga formation, lead yoga, fat loss yoga. I guess you guys got the idea. Next point is look for the brandable domain names. There's a website called hugedomains.com which gives you brandable domain names which are ready to register, but these are premium domain names. Okay, you will have to pay a high price, but you can get the ideas from here. No need to buy from here, just get the ideas. I searched for yoga. They have 0 domain name. Okay, this website has some issue today. So you can go to this website hugedomains.com, enter your term. It will give you a lot of ideas, but those domain names are premium domain names. So no need to buy from here. Just get the idea, get the terms which you can include in domain name, and you can come up with your own domain idea. All right. So that's it guys for today. That's all about domain research. I hope it's clear now how to look for a perfect domain name. That's all for today, and I'll see you in the next module.